Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. President William Ruto is camping in Nakuru for 2 days, Nakuru State Lodge, and it is believed that he can name, or rather he's going to name his cabinet any day, anytime from now, before he flies to attend Queen Elizabeth's burial that is slated for Monday. And Ruto is at the home stretch of trimming that list and narrowing it down to who is going to make it. Now, all the important exercise, that is, I think, the second phase of forming government, because the cabinet is what will constitute the majority members of the executive. That will be, I think, the highest decision-making organ around William Samuel Ruto. Now, there is a delicate balance between accommodating everyone, all, or rather what you can take, the balance of the cabinet getting a national representation and awarding all-time loyalists that propelled him to presidency through thick and thin. These are leaders that are around William Ruto and believe that they were mistreated by President Uhuru Kenyatta, and so they went through a lot. That is the team that including Rigathi Gachagua. Now, after getting the majority of votes in Mount Kenya, the sons and daughters of Gema and Mau Mau descendants are demanding the lion's share. Which way? If you look at the results, you realize that the dominant Kalenjin counties gave William Ruto barely 1.3 million votes. So if 1.3 was Kalenjin counties, if you go and make your calculation, you realize that there is a very big percentage that came from the mountain, even though it is also disputed, those results. But from what Wafula Chebukati announced, William Ruto got more votes in the mountain. Now, whether you have bought the cow or you have stolen the cow, you have the cow. So it's time to now kuchinja na kila mtu agaiwe. The most difficult part, because at this moment, everyone is carrying his knife to cut a piece of nyama and run with. And there is a scramble. Now, there were reports that Adan Duale, Alice Wahome, and Ndindi Nyoro were requested to step down from their parliamentary seats so that they could take up roles in the cabinet. And this is the truth. There are people that came into Kenya Kwanza coalition late, and their arrival was for political capital. This is Amason Kingi, Alfred Mutua. Let's talk of Moses Wetangula, Musalia Mudavadi, and my good friend from Ugenya, David Ochieng. Oh, David Ochieng came even after election. I think that is a bit inconsequential. We even saw James Ongwae coming in. Now, this, you can ask yourself, if Moses Wetangula brought votes from Busia, Bungoma, came to the coalition late, is the National Assembly Speaker. Amason Kingi did not bring quite a number of votes from Kilifi, but is the Senate Speaker. What do you think is running in the minds of the UDA leaders from Mount Kenya who believe that they sacrificed, they went against the grain to stand with William Ruto? Western is now being partially sorted by the Senate Speaker's, National Assembly Speaker's post. I have to say that that is the most powerful, third powerful person in this country after William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Not even Musalia Mudavadi is above Wetangula constitutionally, because post Mudavadi nile inaenda kutengenezwa by an executive order that can be revoked anytime. Mudavadi is an appointee of President Ruto, but Moses Wetangula is elected by the members of the National Assembly. Now, Coast has gotten a chunk by getting the National Assembly, the Senate Assembly Speaker, but really something that those posts ziko concentrated between Western, Coast, Rift Valley, and Central. In the National Assembly, Wetangula is the Senate, is the Speaker. The deputy is Sholei. In the Senate, Amason Kingi, the deputy is Meru Senator. So, and of course, it was also understood that Kimani Ichung'wah was going for the majority leader. What is running in the hands or in the lies in the table of President William Ruto? Rigathi Gachagua is being a Mount Kenya champion, and throughout the campaign believed that it was either Mount Kenya or Mount Kenya or Mount Kenya. And I can tell you, if there is a headache that is here, it's the Mount Kenya question. I want to tell you what really is derailing naming of the cabinet. Someone can say Ruto was sworn in the other day. Yes. But from the word go, he set the pace as we are moving. We don't have a honeymoon. We want to put our sleeves and we want to go and work. So by today or tomorrow morning, the cabinet ought to have been there. Even though I know that he has a kitchen cabinet that is already been there. The way people talk, the way you listen to Alice Wahome talking, she's talking already, she's a cabinet secretary in charge of education or East African community. So there are groups, and these are the few issues that are bringing headache to President Ruto. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. When you like our video, through that you're promoting this channel. And when you click the subscription button, you click the notification bell, you will be receiving notifications whenever we publish our videos. You know, many people, I realized that 64% subscribe. We have some 36% that watch our videos and they don't subscribe. So, but again, we're just asking for this. Now, regarding Gachagua's Mount Kenya demand. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua was meeting Raila Odinga today. I analyzed that either that meeting had the approval of William Ruto or it did not have. What do you think is running? And I looked at the comment sections. People are arguing that perhaps Gachagua might be seeing signs of betrayal and might run to Raila. Even though that's a very wild assertion, it's too early for that. Now, I want to say one thing. When Moses Kuria said that Mount Kenya was making a blunder to work with the UDA without their own party, no one listened to him. But at the power sharing document, there was a share of what Mudavadi is a party, ANC party, and I think Wetangula, the 30% of everything. Then there was also the power sharing document, I think what King is getting, but I think King is just getting that speaker's post is enough. I don't think he's getting anything. Then there was also that which was promised for Alfred Mutua. Now, one of the things that remained opaque is Mount Kenya. Apart from deputy president, and even William Ruto as a president is from Rift Valley, apart from those two posts, what was in Mount Kenya for it? That is the question that I can tell you William Ruto is struggling to answer. And he struggled. That is why he has gone to Nakuru to think about it and to work on it. Because if you look at Uhuru's cabinet, Peter Munya, Meru. CS Joe Musheru, Nyeri. There was another one, Karanja Kibisho, Kirinyaga, was not a CS but was a principal secretary, fight for long. Remind me of others, yes, those are three. PS Kamau, four. These are the ones I can remember. Kameru, NIS, Nkuyu. Guys, you can see the kind of, the way president, and someone would say, sisi tumeachwa India to decide, then you wonder really what. Look at health, Mutahi Kagwe. I was even forgetting about that. Nyeri. So if you look at it, you will see that President Uhuru Kenyatta gave Mount Kenya stake. This time round, and by that time there was all those appointments and Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. Now this time round they have a deputy president, but what is in it for them? That question. It's a very difficult question that Ruto will really struggle to answer, perhaps the next few hours, before going to a press conference, because this is what can bring the house together or break it. The likes of Moses Kuria are voices of rebellion just in waiting. They're just boiling, waiting for that cabinet list. What's going to happen? Then, the other ghost is Mudavadi's 70% miss. You know, at power sharing deal, it was like collectively Western, in William Ruto's winning matrix, they had to get 70% from Western. Even though they later explained that it was not that Mudavadi was supposed to bring 70%, but Kenya Kwanza needed 70%. Now, so be it, they didn't get 70%, perhaps in Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia. If they might have got it maybe in Bungoma. I'm not yet sure, but I'm not sure about that. Now that Mudavadi did not get 7%, he's going to get given the chief minister. Are they going to reduce the 30% that he was supposed to share of government? Is it going to be reduced to 20%? That question must be answered, and it is representation also Ikoko cabinet. So that 70% missed by Musalia Mudavadi is putting William Ruto in some sort of a fix. Then there is another team that I wanted to look at, and this is the team I can tell you, that disadvantaged poll losers who went against the grain. These are people that were in areas that it was challenging. The person that was totally against the grain is Aisha Jumwa. Totally, Jumwa could not make it in Kilifi. Hassan Omar in Mombasa lost it by whisker. Malala against Fernandez Baraza, ODM was strong there. Ezekiel Machogu in Kisii against Arati. These are leaders that they're disadvantaged poll losers because they went against the grain. And at the end of it, I want to tell you who I think might not even make it to William Ruto's cabinet. There are figures that I think might not make it. The 50% pledge for women, we are waiting to see whether it's going to be redeemed because they were promised that. Maybe it was used to counter Martha Karua's effect. But lastly, there is backroom interests from campaign lifting. At presidential campaign, there are a lot of interest, commercial interests, both local and foreign. People who maybe have supported or locally. This is a backroom interest. This is an interest that only President William Ruto will know why he has appointed that person there. Such backroom interests will play a key role on who is to be appointed, because those are places where William Ruto also has his own interest. So he has to appoint people that he can always make very decent calls. Now, I don't see Kithure Kindiki getting to the cabinet. I don't think that's going to be in the line of whatever is now is laid here. It might be a challenge. And another person is Cleophas Malala. If William Ruto was to be given between Cleophas Malala and Rashid Echesa, he will even pick Echesa. It's a little bit tricky because Namwamba, who was in government, resigned. Now he's been playing a key role. And Namwamba doesn't seem to be jostling for position. But remember, at one point, Malala became a very strong person behind Musalia Mudavadi. And it will be a challenge. William Ruto will then go to groom Ababu Namwamba instead of picking Malala. Now, in Ukambani, Alfred Mutua looks promising and was promised. But again, William Ruto will not really want to recycle, because these are people that still also have those ambitions. I don't see him going for him, but in Hassan Omar, he might go for Hassan Omar to give Mombasa CS post, or pick a CS from Mombasa. One, so that Sonko will take up elective role in Mombasa at another advanced time when the time shall allow. Those are names that I don't think they can easily get the cut. Aishi Jumwa might not get to the CS, but can get someone in the CAS. Sister Napo, kwa sababu pia papers are very important. I'm not saying Hannah papers, but I don't see her in the caliber of the cabinet. Remember, at the end of the day, the Kenyans are also waiting to see, will William Ruto go for politicians or technocrats? But I believe have a cocktail of both. People who can also defend you in public and defend you in your offices. Not people who speak policies but cannot speak these policies in the media. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my board.